What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Leah Farmer 73 here. I hope you can hear me. Leah Farmer 73 here. Good morning. I'm going to try to keep this brief. I know some of y'all at work. Got to take off my beaver cages. Before I get started, good morning to everybody coming in. Give me a second. Let me take this beaver cage off. I take that one off later. I'll take that off later because I want to talk. I want to talk to you guys for a second here, and then I'm going to show you something, okay? Good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, I'm up early this morning. Not as early as I would like to be, but I'm up early so I can get things going. Game Alert Mom, you said the fruit trees look good. They ain't about to be. I'm literally about to cut them down to damn near stumps and haul them out of here, okay? I'm going to show you guys how I relocate trees. I showed you guys, what was that, last year? Before we get going, oh, I can't wait to leave this city and this noise. It's beautiful here, but the more people that move here, the more noise, the more ambulance for some reason, the more police cars I hear. I'm gonna show you guys something before we get into our talk because it correlates with what we're about to do right now. So, matter of fact, I ain't even gonna take the tripod. Come on with me. I wanna show you something, okay? This past summerish, fallish, I showed you guys something. I relocated a tree with you. I relocated my peach tree, several of them. Now remember, if you go back on that video, you will see they was little sticks, right? Now I'm just gonna show you. My RV used to be right here. My RV used to be right here, right? Now, these are those same peach trees that I planted during that live. Them little sticks. This little guy, I cut back. As you can see, let me get you in here. I cut him back right there. So that's why he's a lot shorter. But these other little sticks, I left alone. Remember in the video, this is those same trees, right? Let me get out of the sun. The sun is gonna help me actually. These are those same peach trees. Same ones. Remember when I relocated them. Now watch this, watch this. Those same little sticklets of trees. These are those same little baby trees that I planted. Okay, let me just give you a better. These are those same little baby peach trees. Okay, I had to show you guys that, and still plenty of peaches left. Let me see. I gotta lift a sack. Let me see. I'm trying to show you guys without oh, here we go. Here goes some. They green, so you can't really tell how many peaches it is on here. But there's plenty of peaches on the tree all over. On every tree, there's peaches. This one, they're at the top. That's neither here nor there. The thing I'm trying to say to you is, get your trees planted. You don't have to keep on planting a garden every single year. All you have to do is plant a couple of fruit trees. You're gonna get fruit every year. That way you don't have to work so hard. Figs, plant your apples, figs loaded. Again, LSU Gold. My saying you won't see no pecans for 20 years. Man, don't believe that. Don't believe that. Don't believe it. Y'all know I planted these pecan trees, both of these giant ones. I'm gonna walk up on them. This is the pecan tree that I took the air layer graft off of, right? That's it. This is it now. It's about to be touching this big mama up here. And this is the little baby tiny sticklet of a pecan tree that I just set here one winter or one fall. I set this little pecan tree here because I ain't had nowhere to put it, and it dug root, busted through the pot, and now this is it. And it's full of pecans. They both full of pecans. That was like 3 years ago. So I'm trying to tell people, 3 or 4 years ago, something like that. My point is, get your trees planted. I know you working on your garden and you getting your garden together and everything, but make sure you get those fruit trees, even if you put them in containers. I've showed over the years of me gardening in containers, gardening in small spaces, gardening on the patio. All those videos is on there, okay? So I want to let you know you can do this too. It's simple, and you're going to be having apples. I don't know, this morning I cut off, well, yesterday, I cut off so many apples off the trees because I'm about to do something right here live today that's going to go coincide with I'm moving all these trees to Freedom Acres, and it's time to dig them up. I'm going to tell you before I get into it. One, will the leaves die off? Yes. Will the fruit fall off? Yes. I got apples. Look, I got apples on my trees, right? You can see those apples. There's apples all over the tree. This is a pink lady apple right here. This is a Granny Smith apple, and it still got fruit on it, but I chopped a lot off. I don't know if you can see that. It's apples all on the trees. So what I'm going to be doing is sacrificing this fruit so I can get these trees out of here and get them to Freedom Acres. Okay? I'm going to do that live, and then yeah, I'm going to talk about this first, and then we're going to talk about it. Let me welcome everybody in the room real quick, and then we're going to get right into it. Hey, Roz, how you doing? Good to see you. I know it's early, and I know everybody at work or everything, but I wanted to really get this out. Number one, get your trees planted. Hey, that name. Passionately Intrigued Arts. That name gets me. Hey, Melissa, how you doing? I can't, Lemon Squeeze, how you doing? I was about to say, I can't even pronounce that. What's up, Motivation? What's up, HVAC? What's up, Robbie? What's up, Connor? Hey, doggone it. How y'all doing? So I'm going to be digging these trees up right here live. At least I'm going to probably dig up one so I don't be here all day. Hey, Glenn Evans, I missed the first part. Hey, Victoria. Game Nerd Mom say my pink lady tree is loaded with fruit. Pink ladies are super, super, ultra productive, especially for down here in the South. Hey, Keisha. Hey, he carried me through. How you doing? Hey, Sonny's Garden. Sleeper. Let me see. Hey, Shamarwan. How you doing? Hey, Carol. Always calm. She is Sunshine. How you doing, She is Sunshine? Good to see y'all. See, that's a good thing that my name gets you. Whew. Hard to find you, though. On YouTube, it's hard to find you. Just letting you know. Hey, Miss Shirley OG Gardner. How you doing? I told you y'all was keeping me company. I was listening to y'all the other day while I was out working. My phone was in the RV, but luckily enough, since I'm out in the wide country, my signal goes about an acre for some reason with my Bluetooth headphones. How you doing, Chris? What's up, Lope? Locks and Land Homestead. Say good morning, family. I got out to my property this morning at 6 a.m. and planted 4 more grapevines, 4 trees, trying to beat the heat. That's why I'm out here right now, because I don't even want to know if it's going to be hot today. I just need to get this done. Hey, Darius. Say, have you ever tasted something strawberry? I don't even know, to be honest with you. What, I don't never really get into strawberries like that. It's one strawberry that I know that's supposed to be super good, but I don't know. Broke farmer in the house. What's up, Dorothy Jones? I'm sorry for everybody before I sat down. I couldn't see nobody without my glasses. So everybody I missed was popping. New City Garden. Okay, let me get in. Let me get into this. I'm gonna get into this right now. Hey Kai. Hey Mickey. Broke farmer in the house. Okay, I'm gonna get into this. Listen here. I gotta be honest, and I know when people usually say, I don't mean to be mean or I don't mean to be racist, nothing like that. I'm not being mean, I'm being realistic. And one thing, people may take it the wrong way because it may come off a little harsh because of what I'm gonna say. The only reason I'm even going live at all, because I'm busy. The only reason I'm going live about this is because I see this trend that's popping and I don't want nobody to get hurt. So I'm like, let me just, maybe if somebody would just hear this message or spread this message, people won't get hurt or people won't waste no money. Let me tell you something. I put out a video late last night. Actually, I did it by accident. The video was ready, but I uploaded it for public and I didn't mean that. But that's okay. As long as everybody got the video, that was great. But I'm glad I did put the video out so soon, so I can. This ain't the only video that this has happened to. Here's one right here. Darius, perfect. Will you ever get a dog to control pests like a fox, terrier, or something? What you're asking me now is this sit down chat subject we're about to talk about. The realities of homesteading, the reality of gardening, the reality of it, the reality. I need you to say this with me. Somebody type that in the MF and chat. The reality of gardening, the reality of homesteading, the reality. We have gotten so caught up in social media and things we see on television, HGTV, Pinterest, and all these TikTok lame fake projects. We are screwing ourselves up. This is fake. It's fake, y'all. Okay? And it's getting to a point with, especially with this new generation and with this new AI, people don't know real from fake anymore. It's really hard to decipher what's real and what's fake. Okay? So I'm here to clarify this. I was getting rid of a lot of junk. Listen, I have about a ton of junk on my property. And I'm getting rid of it. I probably got about 50 deep freezers for some reason, and I'm scared to open them because I don't want to find no crime scene inside of them. But I got all these deep freezers, refrigerators, and stoves on my property that I'm getting rid of. And I even had people get mad at me for getting rid of it. Now I'm taking this scrap metal to the recycling center and I'm getting money for it. I had to buy a trailer so I could handle my business. This is farm tool. This is homesteading tool. That's the only reason I did it. It's a business expense. Okay, the trailer is a business expense. Number one. Number two is everybody like, oh, that's a good Faraday cage, and that'll block EMPs, and you can put that in the ground for a root cellar. Use them deep freezers for root cellars, family. It's a thin line between homesteading and hoarding. It's a thin line between homesteading and hoarding. Any real true gardener Any real true homesteader, after a while, you start realizing something. You don't need all this crap. And all of them made up things, sometimes you need to let things go so you can progress. Even in your life, love, and relationship, sometimes you gotta let stuff go to progress. Now, yes, I got a lot of deep freezers and stoves and ovens. I have no intentions on putting anything inside of them to do anything. Are they free to me? Yes, they're free. I got tons of them. Do I want to bury them? Absolutely not. And I'm gonna tell you why, because that's something that people keep seeing on TikTok and Pinterest. That stuff is fake because it's cute. It sounds like it makes sense, right? Let's go with this. Digging a hole to put a deep freezer in the ground to make a root cellar sounds like it makes sense, right? That's not a bad idea. Let me hip you on to the reality of that. Deep freezers, the only thing that holds that lid on is a magnet. That magnet wears out over time, number one. Number two, that's not sealed tight enough to keep anything out of that. Number three, that thing is not waterproof. Deep freezers are not waterproof. Most deep freezers got a little plug on it that you twist off, a little cap, and so you can let water out. If you got that cap underground, and usually 99.9 times out of 10, they're made out of plastic, it's going to deteriorate. What is that going to do? Let water seep into this thing and ruin all of your stock or whatever the hell you put in it. The seal around the top is plastic and magnets. Water is going to get in there. And I'm going to tell you, just so you don't know, if you leave a deep freezer outside, outdoors, just outdoors, okay? And you put a piece of meat inside that deep freeze, you think it's sealed tight because of the tight magnetic seal around the top, right? Open that deep freeze with that chicken leg inside that mama jamma and watch what you find. You're going to find that you don't know how things are sealed. Things aren't sealed as sweet as you think they are. You're going to find a nightmare when you open up that doggone deep freezer, huh? Now, here's another one for you. You know what I take right. You know what I take a lot I invest in a lot of sandwich bags. Sandwich bags. For instance, on my RV the other morning, I can't make this up. The other morning I'm sitting there and I had some old coffee on the RV that we probably drunk maybe a year ago, some kind of flavored special coffee. And I'm pouring this coffee into the filter. I done got the water ready, everything. I'm pouring the coffee in the filter, and what do I start seeing? I start seeing my coffee moving in the filter. Now, I know it was early in the morning. I'm in an RV, and it's about 80 degrees in there, and I'm trying to make sure I ain't losing my mind, but it looks like my coffee is trying to get back in the bag. The coffee look like it's trying to get out of the filter to get back in the bag. So I'm trying to wonder what the hell is going on. So I go in, I didn't even have my contacts, glasses on or nothing. So I go in the bathroom, I put my contacts back in my eyeballs, and I pick the coffee filter up close to my face and see that there's little worms inside the coffee. Now the coffee was perfectly sealed, just like when you fold the coffee over, keep on folding it, and then you put that little metal clip around it, right? You think it was sealed. And I almost had some fine brewed worm juice if I wouldn't have been paying attention. I need everybody to be more realistic on how stuff works, like out in the open, out on the land, out on a homestead. Stuff don't work that way, okay? So I got literally a ton of junk on my land. I'm going to get rid of all of that. And when I do dig a storm shelter, and when I do dig my root cellar. I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to do it properly. You can't always Pinterest your way out of situations on the land. Now, here's another one that kept driving me bananas, kept driving me bananas. Not that I'm mad at it. I want people to know the realization of what the hell we're doing. What are we talking about? We gotta stop watching Pinterest and TikTok and freaking corny YouTube videos that's fake. I need you to know something else too. There's a lot of YouTube videos that's fake for views. If you haven't figured this out yet, I'm here to tell you. I'm gonna tell you, okay? There are kids being removed from this earth for pranking people. There are people that's this one girl just did this whole. Oh no, I'm sorry. I read this the other day. This dude he did this just for views. He crashed his own plane for views. He put GoPro cameras on every wing and every angle. And when he was like, oh, I gotta bail out of the plane. I gotta jump out. I might die or something. He jumps out. He already got a parachute on him. He in a small single engine plane. He already ready to die, as Biggie said. He jumps out the plane perfectly. Not only that, you jump out, you afraid for your life, but you grab a selfie stick. So he's falling out the plane for his life with a selfie stick with a GoPro camera on it, showing him in his descent to earth. And then all he got up with, oh, I got a cut on my elbow. Oh, that's deep. That man is going to prison for 15 years because he crashed his plane that was a federal crime what he did. He knew that because he's an aviator. To get your license to fly a plane, you have to go through rigorous training. He knows the consequences. That man is going to prison, and somebody is going to play with his tunnel because he wanted views. He knew the consequences. I might go to jail. I might get in trouble. I'm going to destroy a $70,000 plane. But he knew if I destroy the $70,000 plane, if I get enough views, I can buy a new one. It's all for views. So the things that we're always watching on social media is not MFing real. You know why my garden look like crap? Because it's real. Because it's real. Animals die, trees die, plants, your grass get tall. Sometimes your trees don't fruit. It's realistic. That's why my stuff don't look. And zero chemicals. Zero chemicals I use on my land. So yeah, that's why you don't see big gigantic trees and stuff on here, because I don't feed them. I don't feed my trees and plants no man-made chemicals at all. So of course they're gonna grow slow. Now I said all that to say this. Everything you see ain't real. Okay? This sun coming up fast on me, y'all. I'ma scoot up a little closer, and then we're gonna get started. Everything you see on social media is not damn real. Okay? So when y'all give the suggestions of, hey, maybe you should bury all of them deep freezers and hide a treasure in it. Man, you showing yourself that you just got through watching Pinterest, one of them TikTok videos, or you just don't, it's embarrassing. You gotta stop that. You gotta stop it. Now here's another one. I'm gonna throw this out here. I got two more, and then I'm gonna get started. One, everybody saw the video where I had the tick on me and I got the tick off me from the land. I had a tick on my leg and I got it off, and I kept it and killed it so I could give an observation and let you know some of the realities of being out on some raw land. You get ticks. You can't get around it. Number one, somebody said, oh, just spray the whole land with this some kind of chemical. Okay, on my land is well water. On my land is a babbling stream. On my land is a creek and a natural spring that comes up from the ground. So as I put these chemicals in the ground, into my grass to get rid of ticks, I'm putting those chemicals right inside my body because I got to drink that water. So we got to be a little bit more realistic. This, where do you think the chemicals go after you pour them on the ground? Nobody ever thinks of that. Nobody ever cares about the finish game, the end game. When we dump our trash and put it out for the garbage man, you don't think about that ever again. You don't care. There's an end game to that garbage that we throw out every day. The garbage man don't take that to some magic realm and just blink it into Neverland with Peter Pan and them. That trash just piles up somewhere on this in your city, somewhere close to you, and causing a global mess. So I don't do chemicals. I just don't do them. It's not worth it. I don't need 5,000 apples on my one tree that bad just to poison myself or to show somebody that I can grow apples. I kill myself to prove to you that I can grow apples. I absolutely not. Fire ants, that's another one. Fire ants, all you gotta do, I watched my friend King over on the Grow Family Network years ago. And he hit me with the coolest trick that I should have figured out because they do the same thing with bees. If you take one ant hill on this side of the yard and scoop it up, shovel, and dump it on that ant hill on that side of the yard, and scoop that one up and dump it back over here, those two kingdoms of ants will fight to the death. He showed me that, and it freaking works better than Raid. You hear me? It works better than Orkin Man. I've done that 3 times on my land right now, and I got that from Grow Family Network years ago. He did that, and my head was blown away. Okay. The real reality, everybody kept saying, "Oh, this is what you do for ticks. Get you about 100 of them guinea birds. Hey, Starduster, get you about 100 of them guinea birds and put out on your land." I'm telling you, some of the stuff we say sometimes, y'all, is so cartoonish. It's just like, did we think about this stuff when we said it? Get you about 100 of them guinea birds, and they love eating ticks. They tick eating machines. Let me tell you something, family. Then what are you gonna do with all these damn birds? How are you gonna take care of all of these birds? It's an end game here. How are you gonna take care of all these guineas? Because they're not domesticated. Guineas are like cats. They go do whatever the hell they want to do. And I'm not no wrangler, no guinea bird wrangler. I'm not gonna go out be looking for them all day long. Chickens know to come home. Chicken come home to roost. They smart. They eat ticks too. So I prefer to have chickens. Here's another thing about guineas. I don't know if people know about guineas. You wanna know why I never had them? They loud as hell. I don't know if you ever been around no guinea birds, but guinea birds is so damn loud, they'll drive you crazy. You think a rooster is bad? A rooster, if you got 1 or 2 roosters, that'll get on your nerves a little bit, here and there. Guineas never shut up, and the females and the males make a bunch of noise. That'll drive you and your neighbors, even if you ain't got no neighbors, that'll drive you bananas. Okay? So when you got all of this, I keep getting everybody telling me I need livestock to handle this situation or cut my grass down. I saw somebody tell Eco Neighbor that too in his video. You should get you about 4 or 5 of them goats. Goats just don't eat grass. Goats also eat your fruit trees. Goats eat your garden. Then you gotta maintain the goat. You gotta feed the goat. Goats ain't one of them livestock you could just let run free and you ain't gonna reap no. Goats will go to your neighbor yard and eat their garden up a mile away. Goats will wander off and be at your neighbor house eating their kids' shoes up a mile away. And you gotta go hunt them down. Everything ain't Little House on the Prairie television perfect. It's just not. The most perfect thing you ever gonna get when you homestead, and let me tighten something else up before I get going, because I need to let people know, especially all my new viewers, I'm not new to this. This house that I live in, I had a homestead like we just bought. I had a homestead before. Me and Lady Led are not new to this game at all. We've been through it all. And I had a goat. It's certain livestock that you have to take care. You just don't be like, yeah, go, y'all go and do your thing. I got some goats and let them out. You got to take care of them things. You got to feed them. They get pregnant. They got babies. All kind of stuff that you have to think about. This is a life that you're taking care of. And some things don't do well just be cooped up in cages. A goat will eat its way out of its enclosure. It's certain things that we gotta think about before we go to just throwing stuff out. Something you saw on TikTok or something that we saw on Pinterest. Everything don't work. I'm telling you, everything don't work like that. So when I'm getting these suggestions, I'm here to tell you how unrealistic some of them are, and it's no ill will towards you. I'm just stating the facts that how realistic this is. Now I got one more, and then we gonna get started. I got a lot of homesteaders here in the house. I see Starduster too, but I think I'm talking about homesteaders with land. There go GG's Natural right here. GG's Natural got acreage. Starduster 2 got acreage. How many other people got acreage? Acreage. I mean, at least 1 acre. Everybody raise your hand if you got at least 1 acre. You got black sugar ants. What are they doing? It's nothing. I mean, what are they doing? Black sugar ants. Okay, raise your hand if you got at least 1 acre. Put your hand up. You got 100 acres. Okay. 2.5 acres. Got you. 5.39. 3 acres. Throw it up. Throw up your number. Okay. 17 acres. Okay. And some of us are even understand if you just got a ½ acre. Some of us will understand even if you got, oh, I got a perfect example to show you too. 5.39, 5 acres, 2 acres, 5 acres, 240 acres, 1 acre. Okay, now let me throw this to you because I had a conversation with a young lady last night and I tried to get her to understand, but she kept trying to convince me. Again, no ill will, but it's a great example of realization. 3/4 of an acre. Okay, motivation. They were dead set on telling me I need to put a fence around my land. You need to have a fence around your land. And I simply asked, why? What for? That's because in people's brains, they're used to seeing on television, people got land on a ranch and it's a fence around it, right? Did you hear what I said? It's a ranch. So it has some sort of fencing around it. I don't have a ranch. So the realization of putting a fence around your land is this. In black sugar ants inside your house every summer, you need to call Orkin. I'm a gardener. Deborah, you need to call the Orkin man or something. What am I supposed to do about that? You need to call pest control. Um, Putting a fence around your land, you did, so what you want me to do about it? Okay. Okay, back to the fences. You got an acre of land. You cannot put fencing around 10 and 20 acres of land. And they said a fence as tall as you can get it. So you're saying chain link fence as tall as you can get it. Let's say 8 feet. Now let's go back to being realistic. Let's go back to being realistic. I don't think you even know how much it costs to put in one of those wooden cowboy fences where it ain't nothing but some old lumber stuck together. I don't think you know how much that costs to put that. It would cost you more money just to run a string of rope around 10 acres of land. So if you're talking about an 8 foot, and she didn't, or he didn't say, I think it was a she didn't say 8 feet. She said as high as you can get it. So you're talking about a perimeter fence. Let's just go with an average neighborhood 4 foot, 4 to 5 foot, no, 4 foot chain link fence around an average backyard. Let's just say on a quarter of an acre. I don't think you quite understand how much that costs. Now, put that around 5 acres. Now put that around 10 acres. Now put that around 20 acres of land. Now my question to everybody that keep telling me to put a fence around my land, my question is, what are you doing this for? What are you doing this for? Now I'm gonna hit you with the realistic Bama lamb. Let me show you something. Over here on my chicken coops, the fox can't get in through the top. That ain't no $6,000 around no 5 or 10 acres of land. That ain't no. You wish it was 6,000. It's gonna probably run you about over $100,000 to put chain link fence around 10 acres or 5 acres of land. Listen to what I said. Chain link fence around 5 to 10 acres of land is gonna cost you about $100,000. They got to cement it in the ground. They got to pay all them workers that's going to do it. It's going to take them a long time to do it. They got to wait till that cement dry. So as they waiting for the cement to dry, yada, 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 yada. Then the price of galvanized steel fencing, chain link fencing, please, family, go do your research. That's going to cost you. It's going to cost you more to put up a chain link fence around 5 to 10 acres of land than it will probably to cost you to have a house built. That ain't gonna cost no $5,000. That ain't gonna cost whoever just said $5,000. Please go do your calculations. Do me a favor. Go to Home Depot and get a quote. And then get a quote to do it yourself. Once you know all the pieces that you're gonna need to put in the ground yourself, go and look and ask them how much is it gonna cost for you to put in a 4 foot high chain link fence around 5 acres of land. Go ask them. And then once you do it yourself, see how much it's gonna cost you to do it yourself. It's gonna cost so much less for you to even do it yourself. You're gonna be like, because when you do it yourself, it's gonna cost you time. So you ain't saving no money if you wasting your time. You supposed to be at work, but you ain't at work. You out here putting this fence up. Your time is the money. So every dollar you take away from your job to go put this fence in, you're losing sweat equity, which is money that even equates to more value than actually spending cash to buy a contractor to put it in. We gotta think. Your time is everything. I'd rather be at work making my 8, 9 to 5 money and paying a contractor to do it, even though yes, they gon' kind of rip me a new one, but your time is so precious. You ain't got time to be out there tapping away at a fence. Back to the realization. That's gonna cost you. You said $5,000 for a chain link fence for a half an acre. For a chain link fence, listen, I gotta take your word for it, but ain't no way in piping hot hell I believe that for me. Ain't no way. Now you may be talking about maybe around a yard that's already like in a city or something. A yard in a city. I almost kind of want to believe it. But I'm talking about when you got rural land or you got land where these people got a trek all throughout your wooded area. They running a fence through trees. They got to clear a little land to get the fence in. Now, that's enough of that. Here's the other real. Let's just go back to cartoon world where we build a 8 to 10 foot tall chain link fence. Okay, let's go back to cartoon world. We built a 10-foot fence with barbed wire. Let's throw that in there with barbed wire. Let's a prison fence. Let's just go with a prison fence. We build a prison fence around the whole area. Just say we can afford it. Let's just say that we can afford it. We built a prison fence 10, 12 foot high around the whole perimeter. Who do you think, or what do you think that is going to keep in or out? Because like I was going to show you earlier, the foxes can't get in the sides. The foxes and the coyotes can't get in the top. But you know, they sure the hell can dig under. Listen, that man, and I'm not going to get into politics at all, so please don't do the politics stuff with me. I have to exit you out. That man wanted to build a wall to keep people out of this country. He started that, and they dug under it. They flew over it. They learned to scale it and just flick right over it. Again, don't do politics with me. I have to exit you, okay? Because that's not what this is about. My point of using that was, if somebody or something wants to get in your damn property or out of it, you're not going to stop them. You're going to deter them. Listen, you're going to deter them a little bit. You listen to this word, deterrence. Deterrence means it's kind of, you're slowing them up. You're making people think about how we going to do this, how we going to figure this out. So a deterrence, like, do I really want to do this? And maybe not. A deterrent, that's not permanent. The word deterrent is not a permanent word. A deterrent makes somebody go back to the drawing board and start writing up a sketch and start thinking like, oh, it's easy. All we got to do is this, that, this. We can build this tool to make it easier to scale the wall, tunnel under, get through. I got this cutter. We can cut this. I bought this. Look what they show on the news. They showed this dude get a steel cutting blade from Harbor Freight to cut through that wall. And he just walked his whole family through it. Now they done spent billions upon billions of dollars on this wall, and they walk straight through that boy like West Side. So there's nothing different on a ranch or on a homestead. If you put $100,000 fence up, $5,000, $20,000 fence up outside your property, the animals are going to learn how to dig underneath it and get what they want. Or if you got livestock, the ranchers know them goats and them bulls and them cows can actually jump that high. Every blue moon they get tangled up on the barbed wire fence a little bit, but for the most part, they get out of it. And the coyotes, the wolves, the bears, and everything else, the predators, they know how to get in. You cannot keep nobody or nothing inside the land. So unless you got livestock, now let me back this up. Unless you got livestock or you have cattle that's bringing in a significant income, why you need a fence, a cattle fence. What do you have it for? That's not going to keep people from throwing trash in your yard and on your land. Is not. Because the land me and Lady Led had before this house had a fence around it. And you know what I had to do every single day? Was go pick up the trash that people threw on my land from the road. Every week, I didn't just throw our trash away. I had to have two big, matter of fact, I still got the garbage cans to this day. I still got the garbage cans to this very day. I'm gonna show them to you. I can't make this up. I still got the garbage cans from my old land to this day, buried behind these pomegranates. You know why? Because one of the trash cans were mine. One of the trash cans was for my family. And one of the trash cans was for the junk that people threw in my land every freaking day. A fence does not matter. It's not going to keep. And here's the other thing about a fencing on your land. Just because people don't, just say we got, let's imaginarily, cartoonishly say we have that 20-foot fence with the barbed wire at the top. Just because they can't shoot all nets with their trash over top of that fence, say they throw the trash on the outside of your fence, you still got to clean it up because that's still your land. So you just put up $100,000 fence and it didn't take nothing away from the job you have to do. You still got to go on the outside of that fence to clean that trash up off of your land. You can't just say, well, that's the city side right there. Once you start saying, oh, that part belonged to the city gonna come and give you that $500 citation, and you're gonna be looking and feeling real ill. So we gotta use our freaking sense. Right now, I'm trying to clear the land. And when you really clearing the land, whether it's trees or it's junk or it's metal, you gotta be realistic. You gotta be realistic. You cannot be going off of what Pinterest said, this is a good idea, because everything don't fall into that category. You gotta start using common sense. And people that's giving suggestions just think it's, cause it's cute, it don't work. It don't work like that. You got to do stuff that work. Cute is not gonna get the job done. Unless you're a lady of the night. I'm just saying. Cute is not going to get the job done unless your occupation is somewhere in Las Vegas for some reason. When it comes to this homesteading game, you going to get dirty. You going to get infested with stuff. You got a lot of stuff to do, and you ain't got, listen, I told somebody this, I just ain't got time for all of them. Here's one. Every item that you find on your land, if you have a piece of land like mine where you got junk everywhere, let me tell you something. Every time I see one of those pieces of junk, in my head, just the kind of person I am, I know what I could use that for. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna keep that. Ooh, I'm keeping that. Ooh, I'm keeping that. I'm gonna show you one right now, real quick. Just gonna throw you off. I literally, so far, have found 3 kerosene heaters. Each one of them needs some work. Each one of them needs a little bit of work. So I walk through the woods. There's more kerosene heaters in the woods for some reason. And I know I haven't looked at every square inch of my land. I'm pretty sure there's some more kerosene heaters somewhere else too. Now, do I go ahead and start working on each and every one of these kerosene heaters and get them back in operational mode because I may need them in the future? Because I may. Some would say, you're crazy for throwing away them kerosene heaters. You're crazy for giving them kerosene heaters away. Here's the realization of homesteading. You do not have time to have a freaking DIY project every freaking time you run across some trash on your land. Every time you run across a piece of trash that looks like it's usable, you don't got time for all these do-it-yourself projects. That is not realistic. You got other stuff to do. You cannot be sitting here, oh, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna make a bird cage out of this coffee can. You ain't got time for that. You got to get your garden planted. You got to get your trees planted. You got to figure out how to finish clearing this land. You got to keep this grass cut so you ain't got to keep getting ticks. It's so many other things you got on your mind. And I got a whole nother couple of properties I got to take care of. All of them DIY projects is for people that ain't got shit else to do. And what happens is, and I've gotten these emails, is they turn around and email me that they're getting rid of their land or they're selling their land or it's becoming too much for them and too stressful for them. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you got too many damn do-it-yourself DIY projects going on and nothing in reality is being taken care of because you are thinking about some video you saw on YouTube and how they did things. That ain't how this work, man. That ain't how this work. The whole reason, one of the reasons I was telling people to prepare themselves and practice your preps. The reason I kept telling people to practice your preps, go get you a tent. Or even better yet, cut your damn power off for 3 days. Cut your power and your water off. Go outside, open that cap, and twist that little thing with the water control to your whole house, and go in your garage and cut off the main power grid. Watch how stuff start acting crazy after that 3rd day. Cause what you gonna do with all that doo-doo, baby? What you gonna do with all that pee? How's you brushing your teeth? All of this stuff starts, you never thought about this. You never thought about that. Or even better yet, if you get in a tent, here's the other thing. How you gonna, the air conditioning is cut off, ain't no power. It's hot in this mother. What? What? Heat? What? Or it's cold in this mother. You cut that power off, you cut that water off, and stuff get real quick in the first 24 hours. If you sleep outside in a tent in your backyard and tell everybody that's sleeping out there with you, we staying out here for 5 days, no matter what, nobody goes in the house, period. Watch how interesting your family gets. You're gonna find a lot of stuff out that you didn't know before, like how people really feel about you. Because when you out in this environment and you not being pampered by air conditioning or the heat of your furnace, and you dealing with rain for 3 or 4 days, and you dealing with the heat and the climate, or it's cold, stuff get real quick. Y'all gonna call each other a pocket full of MFers and a handful of Bs because you gonna be like, I didn't know you felt that way about me. Heat will make you cuss somebody out. Being too cold will make you cuss somebody out. And later on, you can be like, I didn't mean it. I just get crazy. Or your appetite. Your appetite will have you cussing people out in that tent. I'm hungry in a mug. Man, what you mean you only brought 2 jars of some canned beans that you canned up watching Homestead Heart? What you mean you only brought 2 cans of beans? You ain't bring no meat? Oh, motherfucker, this motherfucker. I knew I should have married Sandy. I knew it. I knew you, because you do stuff like this. See, this why I should have stayed with Sandy. My mama said you should have married Sandy, and here I am. Here you go, with some beans. I married you, and you got 2 jars of beans. I knew it. Y'all gonna have to go to marriage counseling by the time that tent is put away. Or somebody gonna end up living in that tent, in that relationship permanently. The reason I tell people to practice your preps, this ain't just for bad times. This ain't just for future wars and weird stuff that people keep making up like EMPs and all kind of garbage. This is about reality, everyday reality of your lights might be cut out just due to the weather. And they might be out for a week. All of that ties into purchasing land. Everybody ain't gonna be able to purchase. Everybody looking for land. GG Natural and Eco Neighbors, they have classes on this. My wife is a real estate agent. She's had talks about this. Now, all of these people are telling you how this works and how to find your land and how to find good, cheap land. I listened to GG's Natural. She had a video just recently about finding cheap land in Florida. Listen to me close. Because I don't want y'all to misconstrue what she's talking about. Yes, the land is affordable. The land is affordable. But what comes along with that is your backbone. You got work to do. When everybody is looking, everybody ain't just looking for land. Everybody is looking for cheap land. Raise your hand if that's what's on your mind. You're not just looking for land, you're looking for cheap land. Well, with that cheap land comes a lot of work. And it's people that in their mind, they didn't e- they didn't tabulate the work part. They think it's gonna be some little hidden cabin somewhere. If we explore our land enough, we're gonna stumble onto some little forgotten cabin in the woods that's 2/3 livable. Man, people, I done seen them YouTube videos. It's one YouTube video couple out there, and they did this. And I'm not saying they lying. I'm not at all. I'm just saying I'm not calling them liars at all. I do believe they found the cabin. I do believe all of that. They just stumbled on some cabin that somebody forgot. I do believe that. What gets me is everybody that watches that video think that they're going to go and find some secret cabin in the woods that's 2/3 ready. Oh, it looks like they were just here, like three little pigs or something. Three bears, Goldilocks. Oh, it's a sandwich still on the table. Oh, look, somebody been sleeping in this bed right here. Oh my God, somebody sitting here pointing a gun at me, and they still here. This ain't Goldilocks. This is reality. When you find a cabin in the woods, can I tell you something? This is reality. Me and my wife found a cabin in the woods too. We found a cabin in the woods too. And I promise you, I'm not going in it till the police have a look at it first. I can't make this up. I'm not going in this cabin until the police have a thorough search of it. This ain't supposed to be here. It ain't one of them sheds you can buy online or be like, sheds now, $50 down and $50 a month. It ain't one of them. It ain't one of these Home Depot sheds. This looked like Sling Blade built this mug, okay? And he had a bunch of mustard and biscuits and French fried taters. It looked like a whole bunch of French fried tater eating stuff was popping off in this shed. So I know it's out there and I know where it is. Do I plan on doing anything with it? Yes, I do. And I ain't talking about refurbishing it. I'm not going to flip this house. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get me a bulldozer and I'm going to push that sumbitch over and bury it deep. I don't want to even know what's in that cabin. So everybody think they're going to find little cabins like this. Oh, we're just going to move right into it. No, you ain't. The realization of that is no, you ain't. No, you ain't. It probably got so much black mold inside of that cabin. I got a structure on my land right now with so much black mold on it. Or in it, rather, inside of it. I can't even sell it. It's a mobile home. I'm not even gonna try to sell it. All I'm gonna try, man, look, hey, tear that down. How much is it gonna cost me to just crush that? Wear a mask when you get to crushing it, man. How much is it gonna cost me to crush that down to the ground? I don't even want it on land. Haul that away. The spores from that thing get inside your heart, and man, how you having convulsions. You be foaming at the mouth by the end of the day. So let me get out this sun. This the last step, and then we gonna get to working real quick. I don't want to make this video long, but I just want to show y'all a little bit of what I'm talking about. Okay, had to get all the way out the sun. So I just wanted to be realistic. Now with the metal, everybody was wondering, what am I doing with the metal? I told everybody I purchased a trailer. I purchased a trailer so I can get some real work done around my land, because that trailer just ain't for the back of my truck. It also goes on my tractor. So I'm using that all around because the Vivo cart I got and the Gorilla cart just ain't big enough for the stuff that I'm doing. So, family, if you find your land and you get in this metal, you run into all these metals all around your land that you cannot use or you have no intentions on using, recycle it, Take it to the scrap yard. Let me tell you what I got off of it. I can't make this up. I got the receipt. The little bit of stuff that y'all saw on that trailer paid me $53.20. And I said, well, I got at least about damn $700-800 worth of metal out here. That metal that I put on that trailer paid me $53.20. That's right, Sunday Backyard Farm. What's up, brother? That's right. That's paying for my trailer. Somebody said, rent a U-Haul and do it all in one day's work. The realization of that. That is not one day's worth of work. That is some days, plural, worth of work. And then U-Haul and all of these rental companies are not what they used to be, family. That's another realization of this homesteading game. I need you to, or moving, period. To rent a U-Haul truck, the biggest box truck, or to rent a U-Haul truck, the smallest box truck, or to rent a trailer. Let me back this up. U-Haul was so expensive that I went to Home Depot because I was trying to rent a trailer to see how much a trailer was going to cost me. To rent a trailer, it was $100 a day. $100 a day to rent for 24 hours after, because they'll tell you it's $14.95, but the mileage and the usage and the whatever else they got tacked on that plus tax was over $100 a day, or around $100 a day. I know I'm gonna need that for at least a month. That's when your realization and common sense got to kick in. If I'm going to spend $100 a day on renting a trailer, now mind you, you still spending money on gas for your vehicle. You still got to return this. You still got to pray that it don't get stolen because it don't belong to you. If I'm paying $100 a day, let's just say for 10 days, and I know I need it longer than that. Even if you get a big giant box truck, you're going to pay for that. I'm looking at $1,000. Why not go spend cheap, less money than that? Go get my own light duty trailer. That way I got equipment this belongs to me and will be able to stay with me forever. I can go make money helping people move their furniture out their apartment. I can make money with this trailer all day long. And now the scraps that I'm hauling is paying me too. So now, guess what I got now? The way this plan is working, this trailer is going to be free to me. I invested, what did I tell somebody earlier? My short-term investment was me purchasing the trailer out of my pocket. But it's going to help me in the long-term goal of what I'm trying to accomplish. That trailer is going to pay for itself in the long term. It literally has already, with the work I put in, have damn near halfway paid for itself, because I know I've been using it. I've been actually using it. I bought it over a week ago, 2 weeks ago, but I've been using it for about 4 days. That's $400. That's $400. The trailer was $899, so $900. I'm halfway paid for this thing. In your mind, be realistic. What it was gonna cost me to rent this trailer, I have already half paid for that trailer that I own. That's gonna help me own my doggone homestead and my farm forever. And I could turn around, I could turn around and sell it and get my money back when I'm done. Let's be hood about it now. Let's not be realistic. Let's not be sensible. Let's get hood with it. After I'm done using this, y'all know, keep the receipt, take it back to the store. No, that's crime. That's crime. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I could go put it on Facebook Market, and I promise you, I get that $900 back. Them trailers don't depreciate. I don't give a damn if it look like somebody just welded this together theyself and put it together theyself. You gonna pay $600, $700, $800 for one of them raggedy trailers somebody put together themselves with some old farm tractor tires on the sides. You will pay for that. Oh, you getting your money for these. Okay? So no matter what, it's a great investment. But I need everybody to be realistic when it comes to doing this stuff. I don't buying all of this. Everybody want me to have goats and lambs and sheeps and turkeys and llamas and shit. What do llamas do? Can somebody answer me? Now listen, now I'm off track. Cause I want to know why everybody want me to have a llama so bad. Do they do? Is they delicious or something? Somebody better tell me something. Is this some kind of secret cuisine? Cause everybody keeps saying, oh, lad, you gotta get you a couple of llamas. Llamas? Llama? I'm like Soldier Boy now. Llamas? Llamas? Llamas. I'm Soldier Boy in it with the llama game. Like, I'm ignorant to the llama game, so people can hit me onto it because I feel that that's utterly ridiculous and it's only out of my own ignorance. So please, why the hell everybody keep telling me, lad, you need to get you about 4 or 5 of them llamas? What? They look like baby camels, the baby camel things, right? For what? I think I petted one of those when I was about 7 years old at a class field trip. That's the closest I ever came to a llama. I don't know what the hell they do. What are they for? Can you ride them? Somebody better tell me what these things is for. Right now, I'm listening. Can you ride, jump on the back of one of these mother suckers? Or can you bite into one of these delicious rascals and it'll make your day? Somebody better, is the meat expensive or something? Like lobster meat? Somebody better wake me up and unignorify me. Because I needs to know, what is llamas for? Is they like pit bulls in the camel world? So I just need to know what the hell, that's been tripping me out. 2 things been tripping me out. Get some guinea birds and get llamas, I keep hearing. For what? And I keep telling people, say, do you think it's realistic to set a goal of making income from land during your first year on the land? Doing what? Doing what? That's, you got to be more specific. You can't be vague with that. Do you think it's realistic to make money off of land and you just bought the land? It depends on what you bought the land for. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? What are they doing on the land to make you money? You got to be realistic. You got to be detailed with your question, because I could say yes or no on that. Are you buying the land just so you can lease it out? Because that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, guineas eat ticks. So do possums. Somebody even said, man, get you about 40 of them possums. Somebody said, get a bunch of possums out there. I know they was joking, but still. But chickens eat ticks too. Chickens eat ticks all day. That's why I ain't got none out here. So we gotta be, everybody keep pointing at guineas for some reason. And I'm like, what is this with this guinea thing, y'all? It's because it's trending on TikTok. That's why. It's trending on Instagram. Guineas is trending. Look it up yourself. Go look at what's trending, and you're gonna see guineas. Guineas? You're gonna see they think Tupac is alive down in Guatemala. And then this is what's trending. Tupac, they think Tupac faked his own death. He down in Guatemala drinking margaritas. And then guineas. Trending. What? What? Tekashi 6ix9ine just snitched on somebody. They think Tupac faked his death. He was giving Elvis Presley a piggyback ride for some reason. And guineas is trending. What? Everybody look at this stuff and they just run with it. They don't know shit. And then I asked the one person, well, do you have land to put that fencing around? Tell me about your fencing. Oh, I don't got no land. You real strong on this suggestion where we've had a whole conversation, but when I asked you, do you have fencing around your land? And you feel, is this why you feel so strongly about it? Because your fencing saved your life or something? Oh, no, 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 no. I don't got no land. Well, what you beating me over the head about this fencing for? I don't understand it. Why is you so adamant on me having this fencing? Is this a childhood dream you got or something? If so, you get you some land and put you up that $100,000 fence. You can't. We got to be more realistic, because what we do when we have these conversations is other people are watching these conversations, and then somebody else. I don't want to be part of the tic-tac crew where everybody doing the latest little tic-tac dance. I don't want to have nothing to do with that bullshit. I want to kick facts. So people don't come onto this channel and start having a little fun, doing little, and they think this is the way you're supposed to survive with these little dances. Bullshit. So I don't want to have and leave those conversations on my platform so people can come in and then they spread more lies and bullshit and rhetoric and turn around and be like, I got this from Land Farmer channel. Somebody on there was talking about some, we need to, no, we ain't gonna do that. I don't want to do that. This is why, okay, this is why the realization of purchasing land is so smeared. The realization of purchasing land, the facts are smeared with lies, because people like that come in and spread a bunch of nonsense, and then somebody else come in that know how much fencing costs, be like, oh, well, I don't need no land if you got to have a fence around it, and it's going to cost me $100,000 for the fencing, but it's going to cost me $50,000 for the land. That don't make no damn sense. Nope. It cost me $50,000 for the fence and $50,000 for the land. That don't make no damn sense. And they ain't even got no house on it yet. No sense. Say llamas people also sell the fleece. I'm not fleece cutting. I'm not in the... But why though? I mean, maybe it's just me. Is it just me? Is it just me? We've become students of social media, not students of the content creators. We've become students of social media, because we'll believe anything social media tell us. Let me tell you something before I go. I'm gonna dig this tree up with y'all, and then I'm gonna go. Listen to this. Everything we see on social media, we believe. Everything from Pinterest to TikTok to Instagram to YouTube. Everything you see somebody doing, and people keep forgetting, there's editing software on here. It take us way longer to do this stuff and make these videos than 5 and 8 minutes long. We gotta edit this crap. It take us longer to edit the video sometimes than it do to shoot the scenes of the video. So we can make you think anything we want you to think. I just want to be more realistic. Okay? I could go on and on and on with this. But I'm not. Get this. Before we go too far into believing everything you see and everything you hear, and this is even before this AI stuff pop off, okay? Because it's already bad now. When the AI come, you ain't gonna know what you listening to. You ain't gonna know who you listening to. You ain't gonna know who's lying to you, who's telling you the truth. Even though you staring them right in the face, you don't know if this is a hologram or what. So it's just gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse. What we believe and what we don't. And before I go too far into that, I just want to remind you of one thing. One thing. As a black man, I've been told lies my whole life. It's been taught to me through history books. It's off-putting, to say the least, to get around and up in your 40s and 50s and start realizing that almost 60% of what you've learned about your lineage, 60% of what you learned about history is a lie. It's a stone cold lie, and it's proven. They got it written. Is we lied to you. Oops, sorry. Okay? We did this before and ruined everything. Social media is just a new digital version of that. I don't want to have no parts to the lying part of that. When it comes to history, tell me the truth. Tell me what happened. When it comes to this social media, man, keep these facts straight. Don't mix this in with unicorn bullshit. Last time I heard, you can't use unicorn poop for fertilizer. It don't work. I don't want no parts of the fake part of social media. I just don't, you know? I don't want no parts of it. And anybody that do, I bid you adieu, because I don't want to have nothing to do with that whatsoever. So remember how being lied to for our whole lives, look at what we're finding out now. Look at what we're finding out about everything. Columbus Day? Really? Thanksgiving? Really? You know what I'm saying? How many of these celebrations that we have that's like? Am I celebrating me being tortured? That's kind of what this celebration is for, a little bit. Pretty sure this celebration here got to do with my ancestors getting treated very unfairly. So we've been lied to, even in your history books. So I don't want to restart that and put it in a digital format of social media. So if we cannot be realistic about some of it, ain't nothing wrong with having fun, family, and jiving around from time to time. But when we kicking facts, let's kick them junks. Kick them facts and cut the shit, because that's what's happening here. We full of crap. Full of crap. Okay? So, with all that being said, I'm not gonna dig the tree up live. I'm gonna actually release a video, because it'll take me too long to show y'all right here. And we've been on here almost an hour and a half. I got like 10 minutes left. Do I got any questions? I'm gonna go that route. Do I got any questions in the last 10 minutes? I just don't, when you purchasing land and you out here and you really doing it, I just don't want you to go out there purchasing no land with no cartoon dreams and no cartoons in your head of some Little House on the Prairie bullshit. I don't want you to, because, listen, the magic of purchasing land, the magic of home ownership, the magic of land ownership, the magic of gardening, that magic part is the inspiration. But let's remember, that was the inspiration. That was the magic. The reality kick in once you sign your name on the dotted line, and now you got work to do. And you can be like, wait a minute. Here's one for you too. Here's another realization. I got to throw this in there. You need tools. People is buying land. You ain't got no lawn care equipment. You ain't got no chainsaws. You don't got no tree loppers. You don't got no stump pullers, stump removers. You don't got no shovels. You don't got no hoes. You don't got no tillers. You don't got no ground breakers, ground movers. You bought this land and you don't even own a pair of gardening gloves. You don't own a pair of boots that ain't fashionable. The reality kick in, now that you purchased this land, now you got to purchase tools. And purchasing the tool part of the game is going to cost you a fortune, a small fortune. Because you're going to be buying piece by piece by piece. Can I show y'all something? I'm going to show y'all something because I'm proud of this. I'm proud of this. Ready for this? I'm proud of this. I need to show you this. See this? Watch this. You're probably saying, so what, Led? Why are you showing us your lawnmower? We've seen that before. Why are you showing us that? Another piece of realization. This is not my lawn. Well, it is now. This is a almost identical clone of the one that I already have. Okay? Let me come on, let me grab my chair real quick. Cause I want to keep it a little real with you. Again, again, the reason I'm showing you this is because I know how good Husqvarna tractors are. So I went looking for a new Husqvarna tractor. Stay with me because this makes sense. I found one, I bought it. It's used, but I know everything about these tractors. I know how to fix them. I know everything about the engines. I know everything, the ins and outs of all of them. That's why I wanted the exact same one, and I damn near found it. You're telling me right now, you like, Led, well, so what? Okay, you bought another tractor. Matter of fact, Led, why did you buy another tractor if you already got one? Good question. Glad you asked or didn't ask. The other part of the realization is if you still have two properties, like I do, I am living here almost full time, well, 50% of the time, and I'm living out there 50% of the time. Hauling my tractor back and forth for hours don't make no sense. You're wasting gas. For instance, my tractor out on the land, if I need to cut this grass, which I do today, I'll need to go and drive for hours to go to the land just to get the tractor. Put the tractor on a trailer to drive the tractor all the way back here just to cut the grass. By the time I'm done cutting the grass, I need to take this tractor back to put it back on the land, and that never stops because by the time you get it out there, the grass here start growing again. And the grass out there, that's 2 acres I got to cut out there. The grass start growing again. It gets stupid after a while. And again, being realistic and using your freaking head, I started tallying up how much is it costing me to travel back and forth, how much gas am I wasting, and how much maintenance am I having to do on my vehicle to run back and forth with this tractor. I've done it 4 times. Okay, it's costing me this much to travel 2 hours, well, basically 4 hours in a round trip for gas. That's a lot of gas. That's a lot of money. So that's costing me hundreds of dollars every time I do this. I've done it 4 times. So I start thinking, with the money that I just wasted on cutting grass on both lands, I could have bought a used tractor. You gotta use your freaking head to save your money, save your doggone brain from melting, and save your backbone, because one of the most important tools in your arsenal is you. The most important tool that you have in your whole tool arsenal in all your farm and homesteading equipment is you. Because without you, none of this other stuff, this machinery, does not work. So if you're beating your body up and beating yourself up on a constant basis because you're trying to save a couple of dollars, you're working backwards. Because if you tear up your body, none of this equipment is worth anything. You can't get on there and ride without your slip disc kicking out of joint or your kneecaps burning to the oldies. You gotta use your head. So I went out and bought this $400 used tractor. I knew what was wrong with it, and that sucker start right up. Now I can use this tractor for hauling stuff. I can use it for everything here on the land. And that's why I got to go out there and get that gorilla cart, bring it back here. Because now that I got the Vevor cart out there, I really don't need it there. I can bring that here and still keep doing my thing. Got to use our head when it comes to this game right here. Get that cartoon bullshit out of your head. All this stuff you keep seeing, these DIY projects, get that out of your head. Because I'm gonna tell you this. If you watch Hoarders, right? If you ever watched the show Hoarders, every single individual on Hoarders say the exact same thing. Wait, don't throw that out. I was gonna turn that into every person on Hoarders say that, don't they? Wait a minute, don't throw that away. I was going to use that for. That's still good. I was going to put my in that. Every person on Hoarders say that. Don't get rid of that because I was going to use that to fix the dot. A whole bunch of roofing shingles. Grandma, what you gonna do with roofing shingles? Well, just in case we ever get a leak, I got a pot. Grandma, what you need with a half ton of roof shingles, though? You know they go bad if they just sitting out here. Well, they ain't bad yet. And just leave them out there. They still good. When did you have the roof put on the house? Oh, about 3 years ago. Grandma, let them roof shingles go. Let them go. So, after a while, you gotta know when to let stuff go. Just get rid of this bullshit. Throw all of this stuff. I'm telling you, I got a friend. I'm gonna call him out. My friend Don P, back home in Ohio. That's my brother. And let me tell you something. What he did. He taught me something years ago that he do, and it seemed crazy to most folks. But I start figuring out his game. I call his method the Don P method. And I tell my family in a heartbeat, we got to Don P this. You know what the Don P method is? The Don P method is get rid of all this bullshit. But man, that's a perfectly good lawnmower. Man, so what? Man, we got 4 of them. Get rid of this shit. Wait, what? How many people, and I'm guilty of this right now. I'm guilty of this right now. How many people, I'm going to show you. It's better I show you than I tell you. Watch this. How many people? Oh, y'all, my gardener crew gonna love this. How many people, how many gardeners do I got? How many homesteaders do I got right now that literally got like a greenhouse or somewhere tucked away around their yard somewhere and got about 4 million of these? I don't even gotta pull them out. You know what they is. Every time you buy a plant, every time you buy a tree, how many of you gardeners got about 40,000 of these mentions? How many? How many of y'all refuse to throw these away? How many of y'all will see these blowing down the middle of the street, going down the neighborhood, and you will stop your car and pick this up and put it in your trunk? Don't lie about it. Please raise your hand or say me. Throw it up. If you don't know what these is, you might be lucky. You might not get addicted to this. This is an addiction. If you do not have these, count yourself lucky. I got about 40,000 of these mentions. Go on, throw it up. Y'all know I ain't lying about it. How many? If I showed you this monstrosity behind this camera, you would probably puke a little bit early in the morning. Your coffee will come right back up. I got so many of these. And I got some in the garage too to make it all the worse. And in the shed too to make it all the worse. Throw that shit away. We keep thinking we need that many. I don't care how slick your garden is. Every season, for some reason, every season, that pile of them containers, them plant containers get bigger and bigger. You keep saying, oh, I'm gonna plant all my asparagus in these. This season, I'm gonna run my cabbage in these. This season, I'm gonna red mustard greens all over this boy like Laird Farmer did years ago. This season, I'm gonna put all of my... Even though you may use maybe 10 of them, some kind of mysterious way, you ended up planting in 10 of them, but they duplicated or had babies or something, because now you got about 40. Wait, if I use 10, the math is wrong. If I use 10 and put plants in 10 of them, I only had 20 to begin with. So that's subtract 10, that leaves me with 10. So how do I automatically got 40? Because you keep buying plants and trees and stuff, and you keep them pots. Your soil go bad. You like, oh, this tree done died. Come on, throw it up again. Throw it up again, y'all. Say your tree don't make it. Say your tree don't make it. You pull that dirt out. You shake that dirt into a pot. Like, oh no, that's terrible. That's messed up. That tree didn't make it. Too bad for that. You will throw that old dead tree away. You will get this. Well, add you to the collection. The only thing died on that tree was the tree. That pot is worth what you really paid for. You like, that pot is worth the money. I'm getting my money's worth out of that dead tree one way or the other. But after a while, family, we gotta say, truly, get rid of all this bullshit. Because all it do is slow us down, and we start trying to find spots in our yard or in our greenhouse or in our shed for your 50,000 planter pots that you'll never use. It's a wonderful place for lizards and spiders and black widows, but we'll never use them. And snakes. We gotta stop it. Look. I'm gonna hit you with a hoarder. Grandma. Grandma, why you got all of these planter pots? Why ain't you throw these away? Well, my little grandbaby, I said I kind of figured my grandbaby can make some sandcastles when they go to the beach. So I keep saving them, but my grandbabies, they never come and visit me. So I kind of figured, I save them in different sizes, because my grandbabies, they love to make different size sandcastles. So I thought they'd be good for that. And you gotta tell, well, Grandma, your grandkids is like 40 years old now, right? They got families of their own. They off to college and stuff. Well, they gonna come by soon. And I had these 2,900 planters for them to build some sandcastles. If I can ever get the swelling to go down in my feet so we can make it to the beach. The doctor said I got to get this swelling down. The doctor said I got to get this swelling down in my ankles and in my feet before I can hit to the beach. So when I get the swelling down, they got me on some water pills. And when I get the swelling down, we going to head out to the beach, and then my grandbaby's going to come, and then they can build sandcastles with these 14,000 tree planters. Throw that away. Get rid of this stuff, y'all. So what y'all see me doing, you gonna see me throwing away and getting rid of a lot of stuff that you gonna be like, ooh, I wish I had that. Ooh, I wish I had that. Ooh, I would love to have that deep freezer. Ooh, I would love to have that old busted 1981 microwave oven for some reason, full of radiation. Ooh, and trust me, this is a true story. You gonna see this. I'm starting fresh. When I put my garden in at Freedom Acres, it's not going to be... The reason my garden is all over the place like this, it's a reason for this. I plant my trees where I can plant them because my ground is so saturated and stays wet. That's why I don't have a row orchard. I plant where I can. At Freedom Acres, I don't got to worry about that. So what I made a whole plan out your garden, plan out your orchard. Where is it gonna be? How you gonna have it set up? Where's the entrances at? Where's your composting area gonna be? Where's your containers gonna sit at? Now that I got that space and room to do all of that stuff and not have to have no neighbors to worry about offending or nothing, I can do it the right way. So, you you know, I'm starting over. And you cannot start over if you still got bullshit in the way. You cannot start over. And listen, I mean that through love, life, and relationship. Through love, life, and relationship. To move forward, you got to throw all of this away. I mean it. It like, okay, if say, you know, you trying to fix your marriage, or you trying to fix your relationship with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, and they won't stop going to the club, and you got, listen, this is, if we gonna make it work, I need you to stop going to the club. If we gonna make this work, I need you to stop getting so ish-fetch drunk. If we gonna make this work, I need you to yada, yada, yada. If that person be like, well, okay, but I'm just gonna do it a little bit. I ain't gonna go to the club every Friday. Maybe 2 Fridays out the month. No. Get rid of all of the stuff that's in your way, because those are obstacles, because that's something you're gonna have a conversation about later down the road, and it's gonna blow up, and it's gonna end up how it is now, like we going our separate ways. Man, if we can't make a move and make this stop, we gotta come up with a real decision. We gotta let it go, because this is some bullshit now. You getting in my way of progress. It's no different with this garden. Sometimes you got to literally, let me show you something. I want you to see this angle. Because the angle means everything. That's gonna speak for me. This used to be my garden. This was the tropical garden. And over there by their fence was my other garden. Right? No more gardens. History is gone. I'm about to get rid of that bullshit, throw it all away, dig up all these trees, take them to the land. All of this gotta go. Because I'm starting over fresh. I don't want none of this, like all of the luggage and the bull crap that's getting in my way of success gotta go. All the people that's getting in my way of success gotta go. I'm one of them people, man. I'm one of the guys, man. I don't care. I just don't. I call it a superpower. If you in my way, I will leave you. I will leave you. If you get in my doggone way, I will scoot you over smooth like and walk around you. I don't let stuff stand in my way. I don't let things and I don't let people stand in my way of succeeding or doing God's will. I won't do it. I won't let nobody or nothing stand in my way of doing God's will and following my journey. So this garden, people would have said, oh, don't throw away all of that fencing. Don't get rid of that. Man, screw that fencing. If it work right and I'm listening to that whisper, he telling me to get rid of all of that. You ain't gonna need it. I know this sound crazy. I know, but I'm telling you I'm telling you what I hear, and I don't normally do that, but I'm gonna tell you. You know what I hear? Man, get rid of all that. You don't need it. But this is some good fencing, Lord. Get rid of that. You ain't gonna need it. But Lord, how am I gonna keep the deer out of my garden when I get to Freedom Acres? You ain't gonna need that now. I ain't gonna keep on talking to you. You can keep it if you want to. Find out. Keep now listening to me. Find out what happened. All of that fencing that I had around my gardens is on my doggone trailer, heading to that place where I'm get paid for that fencing. It don't make no sense because later down the line, I'm gonna have to get some new fencing. Or will I? But if you don't listen to what you're being told, and sometimes you wake up from a dream and it don't make no sense to you. Something been told to you. Sometimes you'll be driving down the street and you think you talking to yourself. Sometimes you driving down the road and you think you talking to yourself, right? Like, I gotta go ahead and knock that out, man. What am I playing for? What did you do? You ain't talking to yourself. Somebody is using your mouth to get it through your freaking brain. And when things are spoken, what is it? What is it? When it's spoken off the tongue, huh? It speaks what and what? Sometimes you have to say words, man. You have to bring them into fruition by saying them, correct? Sometimes you sitting there driving, talking to yourself, man, that show is crazy. I need to leave that girl alone. Boy, she gonna get me killed, man. She gonna get me locked up messing around with that thing. Woo! Man, I need to stop it. Did you hear what you said? You kidding yourself and playing and joking around with yourself. But listen, somebody up there is really telling you what you need, man. You better leave that girl alone. She is going to get you killed. She's going to get your ass locked up. Something is really talking to you, and you think it's just you talking to yourself, talking crazy. Like, look at me, I'm talking to myself. I must be crazy. I'm glad ain't nobody around there think I was nuts. That's somebody with a greater power talking through you, trying to get you to listen. Because this right here got all that thing up in it. All you can think about is her up here. So they speaking through you to get through here. So maybe they can get another detour to get up to your freaking brain. And you'll be surprised what you tell yourself sometime. You'll be surprised. Like, I'm digging these trees up. I didn't wake up talking about something, I'm dig these trees up. I'm looking out the window and I'm about to make me some coffee. And I'm like, I gotta get them trees out of there. Ain't no need in having these trees a whole nother season. I don't care about the fruit. I just need to get them planted. And before it get too hot, I just need to go ahead and knock that out. Man, it's still early too. It's still cool in the morning. I can go have that done within an hour and have them on the truck, plant. See how that worked? I'm not talking to myself. Something is telling me what I need to be doing. It's just coming out of my mouth. I ain't even had no coffee yet. Said I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna tell people about this fake, cartoonish reality of homesteading and gardening. And then I'm gonna dig these trees up. I'm gonna get them planted in these buckets. And then I'm going, this video done went on too long. I'm gonna go ahead and show you me do this one tree. Because I'm telling you, as I'm talking to y'all, it's almost like I'm hearing that voice again tell me. Look at this. See these apples? Apples all over the tree. But they gotta go. You trying to save a tree, and I done already cut it. Because when I put it in the pot, I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna use this footage to go in one of my videos. I'm gonna dig one of these up just so I can show you. This, look, full of apples. Pink lady apple tree. Okay. So what y'all about to see, it might hurt your feelings a little bit. So what I got a shovel. I don't even got the right shovel, but I got a shovel. My other one's out to the land. And I got a bucket of soil right there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dump half of this out. I'm gonna put some of it back in. I'm gonna put some back in. Now, this tree This pink lady apple tree, I'm about to dig that up right now in y'all face. One thing I'm gonna do first though, before you do this, no, I'm gonna do this first. Let's dig it up first. I'm breaking all the roots. I'm doing this on purpose. I want them short, and I'm gonna show you why. I'm not trying to keep the feeder roots. Oh, lizard. Can y'all see that okay? I'm showing you why I'm doing it. Y'all see that? Now, it's the reason I'm doing this. Now, watch this. I'm gonna trim these roots to a perfect size to fit in this 5-gallon bucket. You are not hurting the tree at all. Try not to take no weeds with me. Now I'm gonna test that size. Almost. Y'all see that? You are not hurting the tree. I've done this a billion times, y'all. That's how I got all these trees to this house from my land. You trim that up. You want to get that in that bucket. Now this is why we put soil at the bottom. Use some of that native soil that was already in it. Make sure y'all can see this. Just like that. Bring it up a little bit. Now, I'm gonna take this tree, making sure y'all can see this. Okay. I'm gonna take this tree, get it down in there. Just like that. I'm gonna cover that up with a little bit of soil. Wait, maybe I got that up a little too high. He was up a little too high. That back in that bucket. Now I'm gonna fill this with soil. Normally you wouldn't do this, but I needed to do this because it's a container. Just like that. Now, here's the horrible part. Now, you would have never knew this was like this was, right? You would have never knew it. Now, here come the crazy part. Nice looking tree and everything, right? But remember one thing. We just cut 2/3 of the root system off, right? We just cut off 2/3 of the root system. That 2/3 of the root system cannot do anything to all of this canopy we got here. All of this will die because those little bit of roots are going to try to keep all this stuff alive. It'll kill the roots trying to keep the rest of this stuff alive. So what do we do about it? Anybody? Can anybody tell me? If we got a small root structure, what do we got to do with our canopy? Anybody tell me? That's right, she is sunshine. We got to prune it like crazy. Somebody said cut it down. Damn near yes. So that's what we're doing now. So all of this whole big beautiful tree is history. I'm gonna keep the main branches, but I'm cutting this thing down to a nub. It's gonna grow back like crazy. Cut off all the fruit and everything. So this is what we left with. This is what we left with. Just something that you look like you would have found at the garden center. Now all of this right here, we're gonna clean all that up. Now that we just cut off apples, we cut off fruit. We losing apples, we losing fruit. But this is a sacrifice that you have to do when you're moving a tree from one place to another. Like something serious like this is what I do. So I'm gonna do this other apple tree, this Granny Smith. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Now, let's not forget one thing. Hold on. We gotta make sure we water that in real good. I mean hard, water it hard. You want all this to get glued together. Okay. All right. So, don't get sad about them apples. They're gonna come back with a vengeance. You see my babies on either side of me. That's how I move my apple trees. All my fruit trees are going to get got the exact same way. The bigger they are, the harder it's going to be to manage them, but I'm going to do each and every last one of them the exact same way. Okay? Any questions whatsoever? Before we get out of here. Where's my hat? I'm waiting for you to make me one, Unbiased. I'm waiting for you to make me a hat. It wasn't hot out here. It was the morning, but then that sun kicked over them trees, started scrambling my brains like eggs. So, Unbiased LLC, LF73 on that trucker hat that you just did the other day. I was watching you. Is it worth propagating those limbs? Again, this is what I just got through talking about. That ish gotta go, because that's a project. That's a project that I don't have time to do. That's a DIY project of propagating them limbs I don't got time to do, because what I could have did was I could have air layered all of them pieces I just cut off and then had a bunch of trees. But man, we ain't got time for that. When I get them on the land, watch how fast that tree gets triples in size. One season. I'll be able to air layer and do all that stuff if I need to later. Don't waste your time, because you know what happens? Once you got too many projects, you got too many DIYs on your hands, you end up, I take the bucket hat. Can you use the clippings for mulch? I just said that. You know what I'm gonna use them for? The trash. You hear the garbage man in the background? I ain't got time to be doing all that. I ain't got time. That's what this whole video been about, the reality of homesteading, the reality of gardening. And look at this. This the kind of stuff I come out to every day. But now, you can't get too close because they got their babies with them. Every day. If you sitting out here, you're going to see all that. Ducks, baby ducks. It's spring, so all these baby geese and baby ducks and babies or baby turtles, all of that's around. So, yes, Gigi, yes. Yes. So I just wanted to come in here and let y'all know all of this stuff. This, what you just seen and heard today, is pure 100% real. I don't know another way to tell it to you. The only other way that you will find out for yourself is to do it yourself and find out that I wasn't bullshitting you. Once you get out on some land or you start a homestead or you start a garden, you gonna see all of that bullshit that you saw on Pinterest and on TikTok and on Instagram and on Snapchat, whatever that shit is. It's just some fake bull crap that somebody put out there for you to get views. Gigi said you can't understand until you spend your first day off grid. Oh, hallelujah. You be out there for 24 hours. One full day, one full night. With no running water, no lights. You gonna start seeing this solar power generator ain't working. I went off and I bought the 400 watt generator. I needed the 3,000 watt generator. Sunday Backyard Farmer say, when you have too many projects, you end up not doing anything. What did they call it? Analyst paralysis, y'all said it was called? Analyst paralysis. If I'm saying it wrong, correct me. You can overthink everything so much you don't do jack. And you know what you end up doing? Sitting in your comfortable recliner chair all day, thinking about which one should I do first. I know I need to finish that, but I know I need to finish that, but I know I need to finish this. I know I need to get that started. You will sit there all day. You will sit there all day, and you ain't accomplished. Then the sun done went down. You haven't accomplished a damn thing but thinking too much. That's all you did. I've been there. So that's why I said from here on, I'm doing little bits at a time. Little chunks at a time, things that I know need to be done and I can do in a heartbeat. See how fast I dug that tree up? Y'all see that? I'm gonna do that at least 4 more times today. I could spend all day digging up all these trees, but I'm not. I'm gonna do it 4 times. I'm gonna dig up 4 trees today. I'm gonna pot up 4 trees today and have them ready to go out to the land. That's what I'm gonna do. Little at a time. I can't do nothing about these 20-foot tall pecan trees right now, but my friend Adam Ness hooked me up with somebody that's gonna come over here and dig these up for me and load them up and cart them out to the land. It's gonna cost me, but I ain't leaving my pecan trees or Rasputia or Bonita. I ain't leaving none of my trees, son. When we leave this house, it's gonna look like we just bought it. I'm not leaving anything. I'm no tree left behind, for real. So I'm gonna leave y'all alone. I just wanted to get in here and just holler at y'all about the reality of this junk. If you have anything to say about anything I just said, and if you don't agree, put it in the comments. If you do agree, put it in the comments. Let me know how you feel, or let me know your experience with Starduster 2. I'm glad you in here, sister. I watched Starduster 2 for years, work her land. And Starduster 2, my sister, I apologize. I apologize, Starduster 2. You know why? Because I remember you had that Mobile home on your land. My sister had that mobile home on her land. And you know what I kept telling her? No, you could turn that into an office. You could turn that into this. You could do this with it. You could turn that into that. You could do this. You could do that. You could do this. And Starduster kept saying, basically, F this mobile home. I want it gone. That space that I could be using for my garden, Starduster 2 said that space I could be using so we can be out here and we can go run and play and throw the football and have a good time, set up a badminton net. That space that could be used for 1,000 other different things than have that mobile home sitting on it. Starduster 2, you remember that? I'm sorry, sister. I'm sorry. Because I'm in the exact same predicament right now. Because everybody keeps saying, Led, can't you take that mobile home and you could turn it into an office? You could turn it into a station. You could turn it into a lab. You could turn it into storage. I'm like, I just want to set it on fire. I don't want to sell it. I don't want to refurbish it. I don't want to recycle it. I just want a nice can of gasoline and a match. I want it to go bye-bye. I don't care. I just want it gone. So sister, I apologize because exactly what I'm talking about right now, I did that to my sister years ago. I said, come on, Stardust, come on, sister. Hold on to that mobile home. Turn it into a house. You could rent it out. You could be getting income. She said, Led, that's all good and stuff. I'm tired of looking at it. Stardust said, instead, I made money off of it. Boom. Boom. She was like, it got to go. I'm sick of looking at it. I don't want to hear no more. And you had some crazy construction. What was I telling you about the customer service? Something had happened. Hey, T-Noah, what's going on? Something had happened and they scammed you out of some money. You like, I'm just over it. I'm done with it. I'm sorry, my sister, because now I'm feeling your burn right now. I'm feeling that pain right now. I just want this mobile home, this creepy cabin off my damn land, period. By all means necessary. Get this out of here. So with that being said, you guys, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm going to finish making this video of me relocating these trees. And the next video that I put out on this channel is going to be me breaking ground for the very first Freedom Garden. The very first Freedom Garden is about to come out, and it's going to be these trees and everything else being planted in the ground and in those containers. And everybody said this too. They said, Led, these big tanks I got. I had a bunch of people ask me about these big tanks. These are full of dirt. These two that I got here are full of soil. You know how I filled them up? I filled up about to here with potting soil, right? The rest of this was leaves. It was leaves, wood chips, pine needles. All of this was just leaves from my yard, pine needles, wood chips. From here on up was the soil. Guess what I had to do? I had to go put more in there because all of that stuff had turned into soil. Let me show you real quick if I can do this without disturbing my baby birds. I'ma try. I'm gonna raise y'all up so I can show you where you don't have to buy hundreds of dollars of potting soil to fill these big tanks up or your big garden beds, right? Watch this. Look, it's all soil now. It's all soil. Watch this. Try to do this one. It's all soil, all the way down. And look, we passed this level. We passed that. Look, we passed that. All of them leaves. And you see these little beans in here? That's from the soil that keep pushing down in there. Watch this. Ain't no way I could afford to fill this up with no potting soil. These used to be leaves. You can see the leaf mold in there. Can you see the leaf mold? All them were all this was leaves and wood chips. That's where I'm telling you, we got to start using our head. We got to start using our head. You can fill up these tanks too. So my plan, when I get out to Freedom, I got 4 tanks out there and I got these 2 tanks. The 4 out there, I'm gonna fill that with all of that soil that's already out there in the forest and wood chips, pine straw, and then I'm gonna put some normal potting soil on the top. I'm gonna plant in it while everything underneath it is breaking down. These gave me collard greens this year. We gotta use our head. This is the reality of homesteading, the reality of gardening. This is how it works. These tanks they're expensive now. Want to hear something crazy? I caught these tanks at Home Depot on a clearance, and I paid, I think it was like $50, something like $57 for each one of them. I bought them all up. I was like, do y'all got any more? They said, we got some more at the other store, but the other stores wasn't on clearance. I don't know why. I didn't ask no questions. Best believe went to other Home Depots, like, well, I got this for this price at that store. And they was like, we ain't got nothing to do with that. That's their thing. We don't got nothing to do with that. Do you have to water them, encourage decomposition? I didn't. I had stuff planted in there. I didn't water it no different than anything else. I didn't do nothing crazy. None of them Pinterest crap. Like if you add Epsom salt and you add a little bit of this kind of enzyme, I didn't do none of that bull crap. Plant you some plants in that mug and start watering it, it'll break down by itself. The pressure of it alone is going to start just crunching down like compost. Now all that's in there is pure compost. Okay? So it'll do it. Everybody, have a wonderful day. Let me leave y'all alone. All right? Live Farmer 73. They done start power washing this dude house. Let me get over here and get these trees dug up for y'all and run to the store for my wife. Everybody, I love you. Have a wonderful day. And I'm out. I hope this helped you. Put your comment in the comments and let me know how you feel. Tell me your story. Starduster 2, you really need to tell your story about that mobile home. Because sister, tell the whole greenhouse lounge your story. Because that was, matter of fact, I will try to link your doggone videos so they can see that. That's a whole, you should make a playlist of that saga. Starduster 2, make a playlist of that saga and the crazy stuff with the mobile home it went on for that long. And so I can link that so people can see that, because that was crazy. That's part of homesteading, is something people need to know. All right, y'all. All right, Unbiased LLC. Remember, LF73. Everybody have a wonderful day. I love y'all, and I'm out. Peace. Look at this.